Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Malikicowtipper bringing you another game of StarCraft 2. Tonight my opponent will be Budwieser. So, let's jump right into the game here because I've got to tell you guys, I am a native Wisconsinite, and I'm very proud of my Miller beer and my Miller beer heritage. So, when I saw that my opponent, a Red Terran, which is unbeknown to me at the time because he was playing as random, knowing that his name alone is Budweiser is enough to send me and my Blue Zerg just into a frenzy where we will not stop until Miller Beer prevails. So Malikicowtipper representing Miller Beer and the Zerg race tonight versus Budweiser. Probably getting sick of me talking about the names and stuff. So anyway, this game is fresh off of patch 1.12. So what that means, more specifically for our Terran opponents, is Reapers got a pretty big nerf. They can no longer get that nitro pack so fast, so that makes me, my Zerg, and especially my workers over here extremely happy. But what it also means for the Terran is that they have to build a supply depot before they can throw up a barracks. So I'm not really sure how this is going to affect the Terran players. So far, I really don't know Terran build orders that well, but you know, if players would usually build right up to 11 supply and then throw down a barracks, then a supply depot, I guess it's going to delay them by about 17 seconds. You know, thereabouts. So sending out a scouting worker, just like me, I've already sent my scout out. My overlord is over here like, bro, we need to look someplace else. And this worker, he knows where he's going. He's on his way over to check out the Terran base. Let's pull up the income tab over here. So, right now, ahead by one harvester. He's got this harvester just sitting there waiting to throw down the barracks. And right here, this is something kind of cool. If you ever get the opportunity to, go ahead and harass the Terran's SCV, because they need these things to build. They have to pull someone off the line to do it. And right here, we've got two SCVs off the line, which puts him, you know, as far as mining goes, a little bit below me, but it's nothing that's really going to make or break the game. So I'm running him away, and I'm hoping that, you know, if I run him over here, he'll see me going over here and think, oh, his base is over there, but I didn't know that he had the scouting SCV out over here, who's already like, dude, you can't pull any tricks on us, we know exactly where you are now. So there goes my whole great big grand scheme to lead him around and trick him to where I was. So I did go for a 16 hatchery, and then I'm going for a 16 pool. I'll be going for a 17 extractor. I don't know if 17 is quite the right time for the extractor, but I figured on this map right here, being that there is such a good rush distance between our two bases, this would be a good time for me to practice and try to get a little bit better at fast expanding. Just as a Zerg player, it's something that I do not do very often, and I know I probably should do more because it's such a good strategy. It allows you to take control of the game economically, where you can just really get that swarm feeling, especially if you can contain them to one base. You'll just starve them dry. And that is why Blizzard gave us speedlings. So throwing up a reactor right away. Here goes the second barracks of the production tab, see what's going on right here. Orbital command going up. My spawning pool's nearly completed. Second hatchery almost on the way. There we go, producing 2 Marines right off the bat. I'm kind of surprised that the SCV, or at least I was thinking in the game, why isn't this SCV building a barracks or anything else down here? But, you know, then I thought the reason why you're building this expansion down here is because they're so far away. Even once these 2 Marines get out, by the time they would get here and get to the barracks, you know, my Zerglings would have been out and it wouldn't have mattered, but this SCV could have been doing something more productive. But right now, there we go. His life is over. Or in 2 more hits it will be, but we know who's going to win. Zerglings are just a little bit faster, so factory, 2 barracks. Are we going to be seeing any tech structure, tech lab going up right there? So probably going to be a biomech mix coming from our Terran player. And if we check out the income tab right here, and see that I'm ahead by 3 harvesters, and what I've been doing this is set down a second expansion, put that one on 5, and then do this on 4. Your main expansion should basically be saturated with at least 1 gas. I definitely could have a second gas going on up there, and then what I will do is I'll work on saturating just by hitting 5 and building workers with all that, and then use 4 to start producing some Zerglings. So it's a little bit aggressive, but if you're going to go with this strategy right here, you've got to have some military units ready to respond. Like if I was just droning up, if he just for some reason pushed out, you know, with these 6 Marines and the inevitable Hellion or 2, and I only had a few Zerglings out on the field, it doesn't matter if you have more money or more harvesters than he does. It's game over at that point. Go back to the production tab right here. I'm throwing up a Bangling's Nest, which Bangling basically is a requirement against Terran players. You're almost always going to see heavy mech play in the beginning unless you scout like a starport or something else. I've got my overlord over here so I can send him in to scout whenever I want to. Just to give you guys a hint, I don't. And this Zergling over here, all I had him do was poke up and see what's going on. So if I check out my vision right now, I can see that he's got 2 barracks, a tech lab. I'm assuming there's a 3rd barracks somewhere else back here. And I've got a small little squad, let's go back to everyone right here, of Zerglings. And right now producing a lot of Zerglings because I decide that, right now, my income could definitely be better. But there comes 2 Hellions. Completely even forgot that I just caught those guys and killed them. Nice little pickup on my part right there, but I've got this base kind of going on minerals. I've got this one going. I'll have gas going on it in just a second, producing another drone. So now that my Bangling nest is up, I think it's time to move out. And seeing that we have a wall right here that is predominantly supply depots and a reactor, a tech structure, all things that die very easily, 5 Banglings would take this out and, if not destroy the supply depots, greatly weaken them. I decide that it's time to move out and do some Banglings, and then maybe if I get a big enough hole, I'll rush my Speedlings in there, and they'll just kill a bunch of stuff, which makes Speedlings very happy when they're able to kill stuff. So I'm producing another 8 Zerglings because what I've found is that Bangling Bust is awesome, but you need to have troops backing up at your base because you'll blow a lot. You're going to blow up half your units right here. If they don't accomplish anything, he's going to push back out. You'll need something to respond, and I'm pretty confident that he's only on 1 base, that I've got decent saturation. Let's go back to the battle over here. So hotkeying him, I'm going to send my Bangling Zerglings right up there, run my Banglings in, let's get in close and boom! So yeah, right there. I did exactly what I wanted to do, run my Speedlings in there, and I think I accidentally told them to target this reactor, which really no reason for that. They just all got eaten alive right there, and I'm sure he'll send an SCV over here to repair that reactor. It'd be really cool if he didn't, actually. I'd really like to see him not repair it. Just because I'm Zerg, and no, he's going to let that tech lab fall, so I guess not a bad pickup on my part. He's going to have to rebuild